I'm Sharon Bill. Got my specs on today. Love my specs. So it's glasses on and down to business. Let's have a look at the scale of A major. Now that we're getting on to the more advanced scales, we'll just go straight on to 2 octaves. I'm presuming that you've watched the videos on C major and G major. However, the principles remain the same, but you might want to check back to those, have a look at those previous videos in this playlist. A major follows the same fingering patterns as those scales, but now we have to include 3 sharps. We need to include 3 sharps to make it fit the major scale pattern. We need an F sharp, a C sharp, a G sharp. You can look up why that is by referring to my video of the construction of the major scale. And if you subscribe to my channel, you'll be sure not to miss out on all of these important pieces of information. Everything always interconnects. Nothing's ever really isolated in music. There is a quick way of working out these key signatures too. If you want to look at the Circle of Fifths video, there's a tutorial on how that tells you to quickly work out which key signatures you need for your majors and minor scales. So A major, for purposes for today, we just need to know that it's F sharps, C sharps and G sharps. And if we're going to do 2 octaves, it's the same fingering pattern of 3, 4, 3. And coincidentally, that works in quite nicely with the right hand fingering because the 3 and the 4 and the 3 work in with the black keys in the fingering pattern. So that's quite helpful visually. So here we go, right hand, A major. Beginning on A, of course, our tonic note. Tonic just means first note of the scale, our key note. C sharp is finger 3, and so we tuck under. Now we need F sharp and G sharp. There's our finger 4, tuck under. Same process again. C sharp with finger 3. F sharp, G sharp and finish. So we reverse the process, descending, coming down. So we want G sharp, F sharp. Make sure we get all the way from the F sharp to the E. We don't want to double up on the F key being represented here. 3 over is our C sharp. 4 over is our G sharp, F sharp, all the way down to the E again. 3 over is our C sharp. And there we have it. Let's have a look at your left hand. It's the same principle. It's still 3, 4, 3 fingering. However, it doesn't fit in quite so neatly in the positioning of the white keys and black keys. It's not difficult though. So beginning with our little finger now, we begin with our little finger because we need to reverse that fingering pattern to match our finger shape in the left hand. So we're beginning on A with our little finger and we use up all of our fingers to begin with. 3 over, 4 over, 3 over. Reverse the process, so there are our 2 sharps, G sharp and F sharp, all the way under to the E. It's only a sideways pivot movement in the wrist, nothing too big or clumsy. Unwrap all of your fingers, make sure you keep your fingers in order. C sharp, stretch all the way down to our B key. Tuck under. G sharp, F sharp, 3 under. And there we have it. Just watch your posture when you're playing scales. Scales are a good opportunity to make sure that we're sitting at the piano correctly. We need to make sure that your shoulders are nice and relaxed. Your wrists are also relaxed and flexible, but not droopy. We don't want droopy wrists. We need to keep that flat shape so we've got the proper flexibility. Make sure you're sitting straight with your back nice and straight and your feet flat on the floor, presuming that your feet can actually reach the floor. And then you're going to have that easy manoeuvrability to rattle up and down without causing any muscle strain and whilst you're staying comfortable. After all, playing an instrument is a physical activity also. You are using muscles that perhaps you haven't used before. Let's have a go now at putting this A major 2 octave scale hands together. And so we're going to be helped out by the fact that our sharps, when in similar motion, occur at the same time. We're going in the same direction now. However, that means that our fingering patterns are going to change. It's the same fingering pattern as we've covered in the previous scales dealing with sharp keys. So G major and also D major has the same fingering pattern. And so we'll begin with A major. Your right hand will lead the way to begin with 3, 4, 3, and your left will follow. And then descending, your left hand will lead the way, so you'll be going 3, 3, 4, 4, 3, 3. I'll show you. Let's have a go at that. So beginning on note A at the bottom of the scale, ready to ascend up 2 octaves in similar motion. There's our C sharp, 3 in your right, tuck under. Now 3 over in your left onto this 2 sharps coming up. In your right, tuck under. Now 4 over in your left, C sharps. Your left hand follows suit now. Back we go. Now your left will lead. 3 tuck under. 3 over in your right, reach down to get your B. 4 in your left, tuck under. 4 over in your right, 3 in your left, now tuck under, 3 over in your right, stretch to the B, and there we are, you've finished. Let's have a go at that, just rattling through. Of course, these scales always need practice, regular practice. Just keep them turning over in rota, keeping them aired so that the dust doesn't get to them, as it were, and it keeps them under your fingers nicely. Let's have a go now and let's get it flowing a little bit more musically. This is what you're working to. If you're feeling super brave and you think you've got it really under your fingers, I challenge you to try it with a metronome. Have the metronome clicking in crotchet beats and you count in 2s. Suddenly it ups the game immensely and it becomes much more difficult. However, it's really, really good for you to learn to do that. However, we won't put the metronome on today. We'll just sort of think in a general rhythm, but be a little bit more forgiving. So we're going to think in 2s. Here we go. Have a go at A major in contrary motion. That means we're going to go in opposite direction and the fingering will fall simultaneously. We'll be playing symmetrically in a mirror image, and that works in quite nicely with your 3, 4, 3. However, the sharp's going to fall in different times in different hands. I find it helpful to picture a visual image of the key. So I imagine a 2 black notes, a 1 black note, a 2 black notes, a 1 black note, and just visualize the patterns. And also, as you practice the major scale more often, you develop an ear and you can kind of hear what's coming next, and you hear where you've got that full tone stretch coming, and you'll hear if something isn't right and you can soon correct it, and we learn by our mistakes. And so let's have a go at A major in contrary motion, beginning with thumbs on A. We're going to go 1s, 2s, 3s, tuck under, making sure, now this is tricky because you've only got a semitone here but a full step here, so make sure you get that full step. Now 4s, tuck outwards. Now 3s, tuck outwards to the end. Back in we come. 3s over, 4s over, 3s over, and finish. And it helps helps me to visualise that when we're going in contrary motion, we've got a group of 2 black notes against a 1, and then we've got a 1 against a 2 black notes. Then we've got a 2 group against a 1 black note. Then we've got a 1 against a 2 group of black notes to finish. Coming back in. 3s, 4s. There we go. There's A major in contrary motion. And keep practicing and you'll soon get that under your fingers. If you like this video, if you can hit the like button, that'd be really encouraging to me. Subscribe to my channel, there's so much more to come, and just keep practicing and you'll get there for sure. Thanks for watching, bye.